What's up, YouTube? As you can see, I have lost some weight off of my face. Um, yeah, if it looks all shredded, it's because I shave with a straight razor. But anyway, doing my. Oh, shoot. I always forget my notebook. Maybe I can go off of my memory. Where is that thing? Hang tight, real quick. Hold on a second. Oh. Alright, whatever. Oh, it's right here. Alright, cool. So, this is my post workout video that I'm doing for today. Let's see here. Went to the gym, hit the elliptical for 21 minutes. My lighting in my room is so poor. Yeah, so the elliptical, 21 minutes, heart rate for at 130, and I managed, in 21 minutes I ran 1.75 miles. Skipped the bench press today. Skipped squats. Skipped back extensions. I did a bunch of lat pull downs. So today I wanted to change up my workout routine because I'm researching this thing called, what's that called? Muscle confusion and muscle memory, which are similar but are really, really different at the same time. And so the reason why my workout routine has changed so dramatically today is because I'm looking into that stuff and I'm doing like a little like science experiment on my body, changing it up. I did lat pull downs. I did 50 reps of 20 pounds. I didn't really get the burn out of that. Like I got tired, but my arms weren't like on fire like normally when you're lifting weights. So I didn't really feel like it was that beneficial. But then again, it kind of changes from like cardio, which is weight loss, to like strength training, which is like building muscle. Um, so I'm gonna have to see like how I feel next time I do that. So I did 50 reps of 20 pounds, and I mean I felt it, but nothing was like on fire. I was just, it's like, oh my goodness, my arms are tired. I can't do another one. But there was no burn, so I'm gonna have to experiment with that more. Um, I did this thing called, I don't know what. Okay, so I don't know what it's called. I called it resistance punches, and it's effectively you hold on to you hold on to like a handle or a grip that's attached to a pulley system, and you can adjust the weight of this machine to increase like the resistance or the weight. And so what I did was like I pretended like I just went through the motion of like punching, and I did 20 for each arm at 20 pounds. I felt that a lot. Um, so today was kind of like an experimentation day for me. Um, and then one of the employees at the gym explained to me what what the true definition of planking. Yes, I said planking. Um, it was apparently like some huge social network fad for a while where kids would go out and just like lay on stuff and take pictures of it and post it. And I remember seeing it and just thought it was dumb. And then he mentioned it to me, And I guess it's actually like a real exercise. And so what you do, and it's not, the only thing that they have in common is like the positions are somewhat the same and they have the same name. That's about it. So when you're doing it as an exercise, you lay down on your stomach, go into what would look like a push up position, and instead of supporting your weight with your hands, like with a push up, you prop yourself up on your forearms. And so, like, your forearms are parallel to the ground, well, on the ground, holding you up. And then uh, your feet would would be in the position like you were going to be doing a push up, and like your back has to be straight. And so what you do is it's called planking because you're supposed to be like rigid as a board, and if you can hold that, and you're just supposed to hold that position for as long as you can. And that was like the hardest thing I did today. I managed to do it for a minute, but I was dying at the end of it. Like I could barely stand. It was hard to breathe. I was just sweating bullets, and it was just 60 seconds, and it's insane. Like I would challenge you guys to do it. Um, Google it so that you do it correctly. Don't do it off of my description, so that you can get like a visual um, idea of what the exercise is. And I know I'm doing this video in bed. Sorry. I really need to stop doing that. It's just that um, it's like crazy dark outside. It's getting dark earlier. It's only 8 o'clock, but it's like super dark. Um, so planking was good. I enjoyed that, and then I spent 16 minutes in the sauna, which is really really good because I didn't know that when you're working out and like burning fat, like burning calories is burning fat because 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound of fat, and so if you're burning calories, you're effectively burning fat. Um, Going into the reason why they have saunas at gyms is so that you can go in and sweat out all of the fat that you're burning. So if you ever think about like, yeah, I need to lose weight, like let's say that you're 200 pounds and you want to, drop 50 pounds, or let's just say 10 pounds. You want to go from 200 to 190, and you go in there and you sweat it out like a pound a day. Um, well, hold on, not like that. So you're working out and you're sweating, and the way that your body gets rid of the fat is through sweat, and also through breathing. Believe it or not, like when you exhale, um, you're exhaling fat. It's really weird, but if you look into it, from what I understand, um, that's how it works. So going into the sauna, obviously it's basically just like a sweat locker, and they crank the heat up to like 120, and you stay in there for about 50. There's timer runs off of 16 minutes, and I was in there for 16 minutes, and I just focused on like meditating and like clearing my mind, and telling my body everything was okay, like don't panic, because I die in the heat. I'm terrible in the heat. And so it was just mind over matter, telling myself like everything's fine, because your body can freak out. Like I remember feeling symptoms of being nauseous, like my stomach started to feel weird, and I was like, no, 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 like everything's fine, like just calm down and like find a happy place. I remember feeling um, like losing my sense of equilibrium, not getting dizzy, but just losing my sense of equilibrium. And I'm sitting on a bench inside the sauna room, um, like crisscross applesauce, um, with my back against the wall, just kind of like making sure that I have control over the situation that I'm in, because I've never been in a sauna before. It's 120 degrees. So, and then about, I want to say 5 or 6 minutes in, like I really start to notice like sweat is just rolling off of my body, and this is after my workout. And so the idea is that just because you sorry if you guys can hear the dogs. Hold on. Sorry if you guys heard all that. Oh my goodness. All right, we're just gonna have to power through it. Um, so the idea is that once you're done working out, um, your body doesn't just stop burning like fat right then and there. Like it's a process for it to like come down and like get to a state where it's like a resting state, and it's not burning as much calories or fat as it would be at the gym. And so if you jump into the sauna right afterwards, it just kind of like think of like a sponge and you're squeezing the water out of it, but inside of the water is also fat. Um, so it's really, really beneficial to help your body expel that stuff. Um, and I feel great. Like, I decided to shave today. I don't know if the resolution of my phone is picking up like my skin quality or my complexion, but one of the reasons why I don't shave is because my hair fights back when I shave. And so, like, I'll get super cut up, but it'll be worse. It'll be worse than. It'll be worse. I feel as though the sauna helped, like, my shaving experience. I don't know if that's true. I've noticed a difference. I don't really use shaving cream. I just use, like, a small little dollop of conditioner. Good lord. If you're a dog owner, please don't allow that to happen. It drives your neighbors crazy. Um, I have a dog. Is he in my room? Yeah. Hey, buddy. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Hi. You're a good boy. Yeah. All right. Go lay down. That's my dog. He's a Labrador Rottweiler, and he's over 8 years old. And he's my best friend because I don't have very many friends, but I'm okay with that because I have my books, and my computer, and my PlayStation. It's part of the reason why I'm fat. Anyway, so going into the sauna, I'm kind of kicking myself, like not knowing about that. Um, because you go to the problem that I have with like researching all kinds of stuff online is that a lot of times when I'm done reading an article, there's like a sales pitch at the end of the article, like buy this supplement or buy this training exercise or subscribe to the newsletter and pay X amount of money and you'll get even more information. And to me, because I used to be in sales, it's like disingenuous because it's not. And I'm not saying that information should be free. I'm not saying people should monetize um, information, but that's like an indicator of how the information could potentially be misleading or not necessarily accurate. Um, in a general sense, not in a direct sense. And what I mean by in a general sense is that what I'm reading may not necessarily apply to me because if they say all you need to do, for example, all you need to do is hit the treadmill and you'll just shed weight. Um, and then it's like pay me $5 a month and I'll send you a newsletter that gives you even more secrets on how to lose even more weight. And if those secrets are it's all about diet and treadmill, going to bed on time, stuff like that, and then making sure you go into the sauna. Well, why couldn't you just say that in your newsletter? Or I'm sorry, in your article? Why do I have to pay $5 for it? And that's just a very basic, generic example. Um, and so I like to be careful of that because I know that my body has its own needs, like the injuries that I've spoken about, my shin splints, my shoulder, my knee, my back, stuff that I need to take into consideration, um, and which they couldn't ever possibly address in those articles. So that's what I'm saying. Like, be careful about what you read on the internet because it's not tailored to who you are as a person. It's just generic. It's very very generic. It's not specified. You need to come up with a eating regimen, not a diet. Don't trick yourself into that. You need to set yourself up for small victories. come up with a strict eating regimen, control how many calories you're eating, make sure that you're working on a caloric deficit. And this is all factual stuff that I would encourage you to look into. Um, and that's how you can lose weight. Now, if you're into, and that's how I'm doing it. Um, if you're interested in what I'm doing, I didn't mean to give unsolicited advice, but that's just the way that I'm doing it. And it's also kind of, it's like your multiplication tables. It's like the basics of weight loss. But I would recommend doing your own research, talking to a doctor, and also a nutrition about what's right for you. Because that's just a good idea. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm really embarrassed about my neighbor's dogs barking. But sometimes that's just what happens. So I realize that I haven't been telling people to like or subscribe to my page but I want you guys to do it because you want to do it, which is kind of odd because, like, why would somebody do it if they didn't want to? Um, but I really, really want you to, feel compelled. If you're not compelled and you're just watching this because you're bored and it's like, oh, that guy's halfway attractive or, whatever, I'll subscribe. Like, that's not, this is supposed to be like a super motivational documentary. And I want people to be interested in this journey because it's been my observation that what I'm doing people think is difficult. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. As somebody who's still morbidly obese, it's not difficult. It's like learning. It's like if you watch somebody play chess or Monopoly, and it's like, wow, and you've never played it. It's like, wow, that game's really difficult, and maybe you don't know how to play chess, and you'll agree with me that it's a difficult game. I know how to play chess. I'm not great at it, but I still acknowledge that it's a complex game. So is weight loss. Weight loss is a very complex game, but if you know the rules and you practice enough, and let's say that you play with other people, which is a metaphor for going to the gym with a friend, it becomes much easier. So, don't do it by yourself. Get yourself plugged in. Take, like, maybe just get a tour of a gym and realize, like, hey, these people are fired up to share their knowledge with you, but also accompany you on whatever it is that you're trying to endeavor. So, and I'm here for you too. You can message me if you want. Like, I know that I've probably never said that before, but if you feel like you want to reach out to me, I love talking about what I'm doing now. Before I was super shy, I didn't want to. I was really embarrassed, and now I wear a pretty revealing outfit it's just an undershirt, but I mean, it doesn't leave much to the imagination. But because I know that that's not how I'm going to end up, that's not how I'm going to finish the game. I'm going to finish the game, like in shape, healthy, and also looking good. So, it's not hard, and I like to say it in almost every video. If you tell yourself that it's hard, well, yeah, it's going to be hard. If you tell yourself that you can't do it, well, yeah, you can't do it. If you're stuck in a tree, you have to get out of the tree more than you want to be stuck in the tree. And sure, you might fall down and break your arm, you might get hurt, you know, but you got out of the tree. I mean, at least you tried. Um, and maybe it's easy for you, and you just psyched yourself out. And that's what, that's part of your mind. The mind doesn't like to rationalize pain that it can predict. Unpredictable pain is easier for the mind to deal with. But if you can predict some type of trial or some type of obstacle that could be potentially make you vulnerable or hurt you psychologically on a human level, and this is something that's actually true, you can look it up, it's much more difficult for your mind to come to terms with that in a way that doesn't send a signal that says, I don't want you to do that. Which is why you need to set yourself up for small victories. Like I did with my eating regimen for 2 months before I started doing this. I knew I wanted to go to the gym, couldn't do it, just couldn't find the motivation. My mind is like, you can't do that. I'm like, okay, well, here's my middle finger to that, and I'm going to find a way to set up the rules in my favor. And instead of going to the gym, I disciplined myself to deny the temptation of wanting to eat in a way that would make me gain weight. And I did that for 4 months. I ended up losing weight, which I cover in previous videos, and then managed to build up enough motivation because I disciplined my mind to say no so frequently in a good way that I was able to say yes when I was like, I want to go to the gym. It's like, yeah, go do that. And now here we are. So I'm going to wrap it up. Like, comment, or subscribe. I don't know how I feel about that generic sign-off because everybody uses it, but maybe we'll come up with something together. Send me your idea of what you think my sign-off should be, and if I like it enough, I might end up using it, give you a shout-out in a video. So, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. I need to get clean. I need to clean my room and do some laundry. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.